At Blastoff on day one, I said, I just need to land 5 of the right ones on that Swimbait. The Tennessee River is full of threadfin and gizzard shad, and when most guys are throwing the chatterbaits, the traps, the typical wintertime grass fishing lures, I opted for that tight wiggling Swimbait, and I knew that that was going to be more appealing to those bigger bass.
I feel like we're back in the 90s, no scope, let's get it.
Just get off that brick. Yeah. And lock in. Gosh, dude. Taking off, I said, hey, look, I'll be disappointed with anything less than 20. All the off-season prep amounts to this moment right here. The first day of the year, it kind of reminds me of the Classic because there's just so much hype built up. Oh, you know, we gotta get all this stuff done. You know, you gotta get a dog sitter, the truck wrap, buy the trucks, buy the boats, get all the stuff ready, and then for this moment right here. So practice is good for me. They're not everywhere, but kind of once you have an area, you could like really pull down and get a few bites. So I'm just gonna start right around the corner right here. I've got a little ditch, a little stretch where in the fall, I mean, I absolutely wrecked them. I checked those waypoints in practice and it was like right on the waypoint. Oh, there's one, there's a 5-pounder. So I'm gonna start there. Hopefully there's no one around. Even if they are around, I'm doing something a little different, throwing the big swim baits. A lot of people are throwing little red crankbaits, which I'll do some of that too, but I feel like I get that big Tennessee River 5+ pound bite behind guys throwing the big 7-inch swim bait. So I'm not going for numbers. If I get 6 bites, land 5 of them, we're gonna be right where we need to be. Okay, just a quick glance here at the deep dive app before I take off. This is a huge one right here, lake level. Because I'm fishing so shallow, I'm gonna look at the lake level on the day. And in the past day, it's up 0.05. That's a big deal when you're fishing 2 feet of water, right? I mean, just a couple of inch rise in the water in that real shallow cover, that's a huge deal. Gives you the confidence to go through there and say, hey, look, the fish are moving up. Although the water temperatures are 39 degrees, that lake level is a big deal. And then also, we're on the TVA system. So the generation releases, I'm just looking now. So there's 2 generators running above and 2 generators running below. So they're ripping water through here. So that's a big deal too. I'm gonna try to stay off of that main channel where that cold ripping 38-degree current is ripping through. If you're a bass, you do not wanna be fighting current in that cold weather. Burns up a lot of energy. The fish are gonna be tucked behind a lot of that stuff. So just watching for the generation release, that's a big deal for me.
And the 9-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, a 2-time Bassmaster winner.
Thank you. Stay warm, you guys. Thanks, Bill, Judy. Love y'all. Appreciate it. So glad Ike brought the flames back, dude.
Feel like we're back in the 90s, no scope, let's get it. All right, boys. Let's go.
Doesn't look like anyone's there right now. I think we're good. All right, let's get started. I'll put the poles down here and settle in. Let's get this thing going. Catch some freaking big ones. Water looks good, clean. This is just a grass ditch. And it's not like a real specific waypoint. You just gotta fish through the ditch, fan cast all around. And with the water being 40, well, it rose 4 degrees, 41 degrees. Got it real slow, you can't wind fast. Swim bait looks good, it's feeling good. Throwing a hollow belly because of the tight wiggle. You gotta have a tight wiggle. We're gonna catch them. We're gonna catch them today. I don't know if it's the off-season rust. I don't know if it was the ice messing with my line, or, you know, is it the 38-degree water temperature that morning where the fish would just, like, they would crush that swim bait, but just not get the hook. How did that happen, dude? All new line. Something with the ice or weather, something broke at the frickin' hook.
Every morning I'd open up the deep dive app. I kept a close eye on the generation release schedule. Again, you know, with 2 generators on to the north and 2 to the south, they were blowing water through here. And when it is as cold as it is, the fish just stay out of that current, man. It's not summertime where they love to be in the current, set up and feed. They were always behind the berms, behind the shell bars, behind the grass bars, out of that current. But I kept a close eye on that generation release schedule because I knew if they would have shut those 2 generators to the north and 2 to the south off, then that main river ledge would have played. All the fish would have came out off of those flats and just kind of related to that deeper main river edge. So I was constantly checking that, but you know, throughout the duration of my tournament, you know, that main river current, that generation schedule stayed pumping, which kept me off that main river channel. And then to go right with that was the water clarity map. Again, it was so important to not be in that crystal clear water. When you're fishing 2.5, 3 feet of water, when you could see the bottom and your bright white swim bait is just glowing, that's not a good thing. So every single time I'd go into an area and the water would clean up, I'd make the adjustment, go seek out that little dingier water using the clarity map. And then I started getting bites, you know. Those shallow 3 foot or less fish love that mid-depth clarity, 1.5 to 2 foot of visibility. And that's what I kept myself in.
Not big, but finally. That's the start of the good stuff. There's plenty more there. 14. Be able to fill a limit. This is just the start of the goods. Ooh, those 5-pounders though. Same weight as the other one. 14. Alright, 2. Again, I'm throwing this hollow belly instead of my swim bait. It's got a real tight wiggle, and just like a rattle trap or a flat-sided crankbait in the wintertime, you want something super tight wiggling. So I went with an old school bass tricks. There's a bunch of fish here, man. You just gotta make the right cast on these grass lines. 2. In the ice box. Oh my God. Yeah. Heck yeah, Air Force. Wow. Nice flyby. Oh man, let that sun come out. We're gonna go check those really shallow pad stems now. Had several big bites in there, but there were guys all over them. There was that MLF tournament 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, and I was saddened to see it exposed. One of the top 3 guys did really well in those pad stems. Sucks because I just learned about that last year. But
During practice, I went behind guys with that big 7-inch swim bait, and I had some big bites, so that's where we're headed now. I was gonna wait till the afternoon, but I want to go now. I need to know. I just need to know.
You know, there was a little morning bite, caught them early. I broke a few off the first day. I had a lot of bites on day one, so that gave me a lot of confidence to really lock down in those areas and make those precise casts to that shallow cover.
Everyone's fishing the grass and not the super shallow stuff. Come on, we need to crack a couple big ones right here.
I mean, fishing 2 feet of water, when the water temperature is 40 degrees, you have to be very precise with your cast. Your retrieve has to be really, really slow.
I know no one's throwing a swim bait in this stuff. Look at all the boats lined up, just perfectly lined up, 5 of them down that stretch. This is just like red fishing, dude. 2 feet of water, just shallow cover. Got to get it within 1.5 feet, 2 feet of a fish. I figure they just go out in the channel and just float around in that grass. And when they feel like it, they eat everything that's up here shallow. This is so much fun though, trying to figure them out with your rod and reel and not a freaking scope box.
But those little bite windows that happen in the winter time, they were just eluding me all day.
Stay on there. There goes one big bite. Dude, that fish ate it and just straight towards me. Couldn't keep up. They're all big ones too in here. Gosh, dang it. I saw it was like 4+. That's dumb. All right, confidence to roll with it. Plenty of time, Chris. 5 hours. At least we're not dealing with ice anymore. How do you do that? How? Oh my gosh, dude. I saw him eat it. There's another 4+ pounder. Like how? Oh my gosh, dude. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. It's a good thing I got a long day today to work all this dumb stuff out. Oh boy, oh boy. Straight 22-pound Tatsu ought to do the trick. For the conditions, missing them and breaking them off, I just got to put them in the boat. Got plenty of time.
You know, Lisa, the tournament director, told us, you know, at the meeting, hey, you know, the deep dive app is good to go. You don't need to put the app into tournament mode. You don't need to hide features like, you know, the bait tool, best patterns, things like that. That was all accessible to us. And yeah, I did use that and it was spot on. The red chatterbait, the red lipless crankbait, a swim bait on those bars and grass holes and things like that. I was in the best areas. I kept myself in the best areas. I kept myself, you know, throwing those high percentage lures, you know, for that 40-degree water and for February, early February. So at no point in the tournament, you know, was I like, oh my gosh, I need to like completely scrap what I'm doing. Again, it was just all about running across a bite window, a feeding window that happens so little during this time of year. And the bait's got to be right, the wind's got to be right, the current, the clarity, everything's got to be right, and you just have to be there when it goes down. And those little windows were just elusive for me this week.
Came off. Yep. Yep. stock. God. Can't catch a break today, ladies and gentlemen. Just cannot catch a break today. Gosh. Blaze through here real quick. Man, that last fish tore that bait up. Trying to lock in. Finally landed one, didn't break the rock. Back to our starting spot. Dog.
A 9-time Classic qualifier, 2-time Bassmaster winner from Fort Worth, Texas, the Zaldaingerous one, Chris Zaldain. 5 fish here today for Chris Zaldain to kick things off. 14 pounds, 10 ounces. Outside of the cut right now, but it's just day number 1, and it's gonna warm up, and I know that'll make you feel a little better.
Yeah, no, I had high hopes for this one. I probably had over 20 bites on a swim bait, but like that ice in my guides this morning, I broke off 3, I lost a ton of fish, and I blame it all on that ice. So I want to start a protest to abolish the ice. Just kidding, we love ice. I'm gonna catch them tomorrow.
All right, go get them.
So obviously a disappointing finish, 86th place here at Lake Guntersville. I was prepared to do well. I was on the right pattern. I was in the right areas. I was throwing the right lures. Everything was great, felt great. It's just disappointing to lose fish, break fish off, and just not find those feeding times. But you know, the good thing about these back-to-back tournaments, you know, we're off to Lake Martin right now, so you can totally forget about what you did week 1 and just hop right back on the horse.
I got 3 by 1:30. I'm like, I just want it to be 4:30 so I can get off the water. That's how bad my day was going.
Week 2, which is Lake Martin, which is Coosa River, spotted bass. It's a deep, clear water lake, but I've been there before. I've done okay there in the past, but I know what wins there. It's, you know, how do you catch big little fish? I'm talking, how do you catch 3s and 4s? Do you do the forward-facing sonar thing like everyone's gonna do, you know, fishing for suspended spotted bass? I'm leaning towards targeting largemouth. Every single year, this time of year, on Lake Martin, it is won with largemouth. How do you find largemouth? Dirty water. How do you find dirty water? With the water clarity map. So I feel like I have a little ace in the hole. The last couple days, you know, I wrapped up this tournament. I've been on the Deep Dive app literally every couple hours, just searching out that dirty water, and I'm gonna keep myself in that dirty water, throwing the swim baits, throwing the red crankbaits, and looking for largemouth. I don't know if you catch, you know, 5 big largemouth a day, but to win the Lake Martin tournament, it just proves itself every single year. You're gonna need a mixed bag, some big largemouth. You need over 15 pounds a day to win, and the way you do that is finding that dirty water.